Yo, what is going on YouTube? And I know it has been like maybe months, years, who knows how long since I made that last video on my Genesis Coupe. As you guys can see, I have a new project. Definitely will be posting a video of what I did to the Genesis because, like, oh my god, I went nuts on the, I can't even. I'm gonna post a video of what I did to the Genesis, like just kind of like a time-lapse thing. I really wanted to get like some official video shoots in, but I just never got a chance with the car. Lo and behold, I sold the car, as you can see from the beginning. This is my new build. This is my E90 335i N54 gang. You already know what it is, twin turbo. Let's get it. No, I'm playing. But this new build is gonna be crazy. I actually wanted to do a walk around of the car, but I don't know if you guys can see, but it's raining cats and dogs. But today we're gonna get something a little bit more exciting. We're gonna get into the goodies. Your boy got bags. Let's get it. In advance, I already had to open it. Like, I was just way too excited. I've been sitting on this probably for like 2 months. Yeah, I've had this since maybe August. So yeah. This is everything here. I kind of took some things out the box. I bought my airlines. I'm going to be running 3/8 airlines. Have some fittings, have some adapters, some cool Airtekk stuff. Shout out to them. Cool hat. They also gave me like a cool shirt, etc. The management I'm going to be running. I'm going to be running my Accuair V Level with the height sensors. Alright guys, so this is also not the first time I put on air suspension. Like, I put on air suspension on my Genesis Coupe. I actually put the basic management on, then I also upgraded to the management I'm going to be running on this car, which is the Accuair E Level. I also put bags on my boy Chris's 335. So I'm not going to say like I know everything, but I'm kind of seasoned a little bit as far as what I need to do, especially the E90 and the E92 platform. They're kind of basically the same car. So let me show you guys how I'm kind of running the wires for like the actual hardware wires, because I actually set this up already maybe about a week or two ago. All right guys, so I want to keep the trunk somewhat functional for this build. Like, I'm trying to do like a little bit of forming function. So what I'm going to have is my air tank and management and compressor sit right there. That's how I had to set up on my boy's car. I do want to keep this being able to open so I can put tools and stuff. So what I did is I put the actual system and like the hardware and all that other stuff down here, so it's out of the way and it closes really nicely. I labeled some things just because I ran my wires throughout the car, so that way when it comes time to hook up the management, it's literally just 1, 2, 3, plug and play, and we're good. All right, guys, so I'm probably gonna start on the rear of the car first, just because the rear of the car already has like 4 bolts max. I can't remember, but I know it's super simple to do the rear. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack the car up, and then we're gonna get it going from there. All right, so I said I'll start with the back, so I'm gonna start with the back. Pause. All right, so there's these little trim panels that are inside. It's pretty easy. Honestly, you might have to use a little bit of force, but pop these panels out because you want to take everything out, including this kick panel right here. All right, guys, so there's another thing I wanted to mention. The bolts and the clips that you're pulling from the car for this air suspension project, just make sure that you keep a close eye on them because the bolts like to wander off. So what I do, I have this little tray over here at the bottom. Put all my bolts there. Also try to label them as best I can so I can remember where they go, because last thing you want is your bolts gone and you have no bolts for your suspension. Just doesn't work. No bueno. I was about to rip out this carpet here. Now remember, there are these 2 star bolts on each side. So grab yourself one of these from like Walmart or wherever your nearest hardware store is. Comes in a full set. Honestly, I use these quite often, especially working on BMWs and 3-piece wheels. Grab this, knocks it out 1-2. I'm also gonna try to keep tabs on the tools that I use for the job. Put them in the description below so you guys know what you guys are getting into before you guys tackle this project. So once everything is taken off, the inside paneling in the trunk, you're gonna want to take off this rear grommet so we can expose the rear shocks. There should be one on that side too. And then you're gonna need I believe this is a 6mm and then a 16. Hope from that clip you can tell how I was taking off the top bushing. Literally all you have to do is take that 6mm as like a counter hold, and then you're basically loosening it with the wrench, and then you're going to be left with this right here. This is going to come off. This is like the top bushing part of the shock, and then we're going to go below the car. That's all you have to do from the trunk. So to get rid of the shock once and for all, there's a 17mm bolt at the bottom holding it in. And then if you can look right here, see if I can get a good angle, right here, 15mm, and this is going to be your counter hold right here. So you have to take a 15mm wrench, and then you have to take the 17mm socket or drill. I have hand tools, which kind of blows, but hold the 15 right here, 17, turn to loosen, and then it's kind of self-explanatory. So as you can see, I got this bottom bolt off using the 17mm wrench. So for the shock, to actually remove it, what you need to do is you need to compress it. So I'm probably gonna have to use 2 hands just because I have an older car. I have like a lot of miles, so I had a lot of wear. But you're gonna want to push this down to compress it, and then it'll pop out of its housing up there. And then you should just be able to lift it up and take it out. Alright guys, so if you have this problem where the air shock just does not want to come out because it's so just corroded and it like spins but it won't pull up, just drop some WD-40 in there or some like PB Blaster and you guys will be straight. So next, what we have to do on the car is we have to take off the rear spring that's in that little perch back there. I actually want to see, I have these spring compressors. I want to see if I can take the spring compressors and just compress the spring. That way I don't have to drop the frame, not the frame, but the lower control arm. Probably gonna have to end up doing it anyway, but I'm just trying to see if I can take a shortcut. I had to cut the video short yesterday just because it was getting really cold. When I stopped at like 6 o'clock, it was like 32 degrees out and it was just rainy, wet, and I wasn't trying to get sick. We already got the coronavirus over here. Coronavirus! It is real! It is getting real! Like, I don't need any more sickness. So let's get back into it today. We got to remove this rear spring from the perch. Using this Tecton spring compressor tool, I was able to compress the spring a little bit. I'm not going to be able to take it out fully, like compress it and then take it out how I want it to. However, what I'm going to do is loosen this bolt right here. And the opposite side, I believe this is the toe bolt. So that's an 18mm wrench on that side to hold it. And then you're going to need a 21mm socket. Also another tip, it's really good to have one of these because when you loosen this up right here, if you don't have the spring compressor on, the spring's just gonna like pop out and you don't want to get hurt in the process of bagging your car. So definitely have this on handy. Alright, so I'm trying to give you guys like a step-by-step update on like what I'm doing. It's a little bit difficult, I'm not gonna lie, just because of the fact that I'm a one-man show. I don't have a camera holder. I don't even have like one of those things I can put it on. So what I actually had to do when it comes to removing this back bolt there, when you're hitting it out, if you can see, it's getting hit by the exhaust. So you're gonna hit it and it's gonna get stuck on the exhaust. So what I've been doing is I took off the exhaust hangers. There's like one located right there. And then I also took off the one underneath the mufflers. I know it's a bad angle, but it's up here somewhere, like right over here. You're actually gonna have to do it on both sides, because even when I took off just these sides, I couldn't bring the exhaust down low enough to hit the bolt out over it. So you're gonna have to do 2 exhaust hangers on this side and then the 2 rubber ones on that side in order for the exhaust to like kind of drop more, so you can hold it down and then just hit out the pin or screw that's holding in this bucket right here. All right, so I misspoke. There's actually another one here and another one over there as well. That makes a total of 3 on each side. As you can see, I dropped the exhaust. Once again, I had to take off 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1, 2, 3 on that side of the hangers that are holding up the exhaust. They're pretty easy to see. They're orange. Well, at least mine were, so just keep an eye on that. Right there, you can see that our bolt is now hanging over the exhaust, and we can now hit it out and take out that spring. Bolt is out. When I had the bolt installed, I took measurements, or not measurements, marks, just to see where it sat before, so when I put it back in, it go in the same place. Hey, don't be a dummy like me. Take whatever bracket this is and make sure you take it off before you drop this. I just gotta find a way. I think it went right there. I don't fucking know. I gotta figure out a way to fix this. Don't be a dummy. Make sure you remove this bracket before you drop this perch. I'm so excited. Now that we got that spring out, we can finally put in the rear bag. This is about to be lit. Right, guys, so this is the rear air bag that they sent, and this is the air shock or strut. By the way, this is from Airtekk. Once again, this is like, it was super affordable. Like, honestly, it was like $1,400 for like the full set, not including the management. The management I picked up elsewhere on Facebook. And by the way, guys, if you guys are watching this video to put on your airlift, they're gonna give you a bucket. So you're gonna have to replace this. Take out this bolt over here, replace this, and then they're also gonna send you this bar right here. I forget the name of it, and you're gonna have to replace that as well. Because Airlift sends you like the full rear set. This is just the bag and the strut, which is basically all you need. Put that bolt back in. As you can see, it's pretty, the bag is pretty compressed. That's because I still have it on the jack. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna lower the jack, put in the strut, and then boom, that's one side down. Initially it was going to be, I was editing the clips last night and it was honestly like at like 13 minutes and I didn't even put everything in yet. So I'm going to cut the video here. I'll label this as like part 1. As you saw from the previous clips, I just put in the rear air suspension. Everything looks good. So part 2 will be me doing the front air suspension and probably a couple more other things like running lines and basic things like that. This video honestly might be 3 parts, to be honest, at the end of the day. So thank you guys for watching this first vid. I'll catch you in the next one.